A little bit more in depth with this group on determining the type of lifestyle that you want, which means the kind of home you want to have as an adult, the car you want, the vacations you want to go on when you're an adult, the type of work schedule that you want to go on. So we're going to look at each of these categories and you're going to pick the type of lifestyle that you want. And you're going to find this chart in the breakout room on the board. It's going to be at the very top of your guided notes. So what you're going to do is when you get to the first row, the home you dream of, you're going to tell me, do you want a small, modest home in a challenging neighborhood? All the way up to level 5 would be a luxurious designer home with plenty of space and lots of extras. I'm going to pick one, level 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. For the car you dream of, you're going to pick no car or an older car, all the way up to a dream or luxury car. Choose one of those levels. The vacations you dream of, the schedule that you dream of. There's a couple more categories, and then what I want you to do after you pick a level in each category, you're going to add all of your numbers up and divide by 5. So I want you to pause this video, take time to fill out the chart that is in the guided notes on the board. And once you have your chart filled out, you've added all your numbers up and divided by 5, I want you to come back and start this video back over. All right, so now that you have your average score, did it fall in 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or somewhere in between? So for example, if you added your numbers and divided by 5 and you got 3.2, you would be between 3 and 4. Average earners can afford this, and high earners can afford this. If you had a 1, you could afford that lifestyle in poverty. If you had somewhere near a 2, low earners could afford that. If you had something close to 5, very high earners could afford that type of lifestyle. So what does this mean with education? This is a chart of the levels of degrees that you can have, starting with someone who drops out of high school, doesn't even have a degree. A high school graduate would have a certificate, a high school graduation certificate. You can also have a 2-year degree at a technical or trade school. You get a 4-year degree at a traditional 4-year school, on up to a master's and a doctorate. So think back to your level. What was your average score? If it was near a 1, then yeah, you could probably afford that lifestyle as a high school graduate. If your number was between 2 and 3, you're going to need to think about going to a technical school or a trade school to get a 2-year degree to live that lifestyle. If your level was a 3 or a 4 or somewhere in between, you're going to need to be thinking about getting a 4-year degree. Anything beyond that, level 4 and 5, that's where you're going to need a master's and a doctorate to live that luxurious lifestyle. Because all these numbers at the top are the average salary for each of those degrees. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any more questions.